Michael, good luck, biology and medical videos. You can join the group, post interesting things like comments, ask questions, and answer questions. Then, lastly, subscribe to the group to get more information about medicine. In this topic, we are going to look at the cranial nerves. Cranial nerves. Um, there is a number of signals that moves between your brain and different part of your body like neck, head, and torsos. These signals helps you to smell, taste, see, hear, and power your muscles constructions. Now, thanks be to cranial nerves that supply the signal or supply these signals. And in this, we are going to look at the types of which we know that there are 12 pairs of cranial nerves. Of course, each both is the other side and the other side. That's why I mean is found in both left and right side. Left side and right side. They are found in both sides. Each pair are in the both sides of your brain and the body. Side of your brain and the body. For example, the olfactory nerve. Olfactory nerve is found in the left side and the right side of the brain. The functions of cranial nerves is to control your sensation. Functions of cranial nerves is to control sensation, for sensory. Example, we know in senses, we have sense to touch, we have sense to smell, we have hear, we have smell, hear, touch, see, or vision, rather taste. And to see. This one are facilitated by sensory cranial nerves. Then we have the motor nerves that play a role in controlling facial muscles. Motor controls muscles. Controls muscles and glands. And then we have those that play both sensory and motor. We have nerves that play both sensory and motor. They facilitate both sensory and motor. To begin straight away, we need to name or know these cranial nerves. How are they called? One, we have the cranial nerves 1. Cranial nerves 1. Cranial nerves 1 is called olfactory nerves. Olfactory nerve. Olfactory nerves contain special sensory. Olfactory nerves contain special sensory nerves concerned with the smell. In other words, it is for smelling, the nerves that helps us to smell. So since it contains sensory nerves, then it is sensory. So let's use this in red. Then cranial nerves 2. Cranial nerves 2 is optic nerves. Optic nerve. Optic nerves contain sensory neurons dedicated to vision. Contain sensory nerves dedicated to vision, for seeing. And since it is a sensory as well, then optic nerve is a sensory nerve. Cranial nerve number 3. Cranial nerve 3 is oculomotor nerves. Oculomotor nerves provides motor functions for all eye muscles. Provide motor functions for all muscles. For all muscles that facilitates eye, except, let me call it eye muscles. Except cranial nerve, except those that's applied by cranial nerve 4 and cranial nerve 6. Now, Since oculomotor is motor, then this is a motor nerve. Cranial nerves number 4 is trochlear motor nerves. Trochlear nerves provides motor function to the superior muscles of the eye. Provides motor facilitation to the superior oblique of the eye. In other words, provides ability to move your eye up and down and back and forth. Ability to move your eye up and down and then back and forth. Since it's a motor neuron, then it is motor nerves. Cranial nerves number 5 Cranial nerves number 5 is trigeminal nerves. Trigeminal nerves is the principal sensory supply of the head. Principal sensory supply of the head. I mean, it supply the eyes, it supply the face, teeth, sinuses. Face, teeth, sinuses. Since it's sensory, then it is a sensory nerves. Cranial nerves number 6. Cranial nerves number 6 is abducens nerves. Abducens nerves provide, beg your pardon here, trigeminal nerves is a principal sensory supply of the head. That's first, sinuses, and it's also facilitate motor functions of the muscles for mastication, like when you are chewing. Also facilitate mastication muscles, all muscles for mastication. When you are chewing, those muscles, so the signals of chewing that gets from the brain tells you that no, that's jaws. Those muscles are supposed to be moving. So hence, this becomes both sensory and motor. Then cranial nerve 6. Cranial nerve 6. Cranial nerve 6 is abducens. Abducens nerves provide motor function to the lateral reaction. Abducens nerve provide motor functions. motor functions to the lateral rectus muscles of the eye. That gives ability to move your eyes. So it facilitates the movements of the eyes, and of course, since it is a motor neurons, then we call it motor nerves. We have cranial nerves 7. Cranial nerve 7 is fascial nerves. Fascial, from the word fasc, provides motor innervation to the muscles. Provide motor innervation to the muscles. Motor innervations to the muscles of facial expression. So the one that helps you to smile, feel so sad, your lips move one side or balance them. So this also innervate to lacrimal glands. They also innervate to submaxillary gland. They also innervate to sublingual, behind the maxillary, and then under the maxillary and then under the tongue, sublingual, as well as sensory to the interior 2/3, as well as sensory to the interior 2/3 of the tongue. Makes you feel how sweetness the food is. So in this case, therefore, since it's a motor and a sensory, then it performs both fascial now become both sensory and motor nerves. Looking at the cranial nerve number 8. Cranial nerve 8. Cranial nerve 8 is auditory nerves. Auditory nerves. If you don't want to call it auditory nerves, you can call it acoustic nerve. So it's acoustic nerve. If you don't want to call it acoustic nerve, it's also known as vestibulocerebral. Vestibulocerebral nerves. What does it do, or what do? They provide sensory innervation to the ear. Provide sensory innervation innervation to the ear. To balance, to bring equilibrium in the ear and hearing. for hearing and balancing. So since it's a sensory, then it is here sensory nerves. We are going to cranial nerves number. We are going to cranial nerves number 9. Cranial nerves 9. Cranial nerves 9 is known as glossopharyngeal. Glossopharyngeal nerves. Glossopharyngeal nerve provides motor innervation to the pharyngeal muscles. Provide motor innervation to the pharyngeal muscles. And sensory function to the posterior third of the tongue. And sensory innervation to the third of the tongue. So that means it is going to be both sensory and motor nerves, since it is motor innervation and sensory innervation. And pharynx. It gives ability to taste and swallow. Give ability to taste and swallow. Our cranial nerves 10. Vagus nerves. Vagus nerve provide motor innervation to the heart. To the heart. Lungs. Heart, lungs, and external here. Provides motor innervation to the heart, lungs, gastrointestinal tract. And external here. So what does it do? Control the pumping of the heart. That's one. Control the movements of the gastrointestinal muscles. So since it's provide motor innervation only, then cranial nerves number 10 is a motor nerves. Then cranial nerves 11, which is the second last, is accessory nerves. Accessory nerves provide motor functions to the sternocleidomastoid and trapezius muscles at the shoulders and neck movements. Provide motor function to the sternum, the stenot domestid and trapezius. Muscles that facilitate the movements of shoulder and neck. Accessory motor, that means it is motor neurons. Then lastly, because there are only 12 pairs of cranial nerves, we are going to look at cranial nerves 12, which is known as hypoglossal nerves. Hypoglossal nerve is a pure motor nerve that innervates the muscles of the tongue. So it's facilitate the movements of your tongue during mastication, during talking, and so forth. So these are the cranial nerves, the 12 cranial nerves. Hope this will make sense. In the next video, we shall be looking at where they originates and where they innovate. In the video, we shall be looking at the origination of these nerves, and then we shall also be looking at where exactly they innovate and what do they do there after the innovation. Thank you.